Hey guys, welcome to part 1 of my 2-part series, Writing and Balancing Chemical Equations. Today we're just going to learn about how to write them. I'll teach you some simple terminology and we'll put it to use next week. Now let's stop wasting time and get into today's video. A chemical reaction is a process in which one or more substances are changed into one or more new substances. To be able to visualize and predict chemical reactions, we use chemical equations. They use chemical symbols to show what happens in a chemical reaction. Let's draw how hydrogen gas burns in air to form water. This is written as H2 for hydrogen gas plus O2 for oxygen gas, with an arrow pointing to H2O. The plus sign means reacts with, and the arrow means to yield. The starting materials on the left side are called the reactants, and the result of the chemical reaction on the right side is called the product. Sometimes chemists also indicate the states of the reactants and products. In this case, H2 and O2 are gas, so we write a little G in the subscript. And H2O is liquid, so we write a little L in the corner. This equation is not done though. If you count up the atoms, there's 2 hydrogen atoms on the left side of the equation and the right side, which is good. But there's 2 oxygen atoms on the left and only 1 on the right. To fix this, we have to balance the equation. That means we add coefficients to the front of the molecule so that there's an equal number of the atoms for each element on either side. We want 2 oxygen atoms on the right, so let's multiply H2O by 2. But now we have 4 hydrogen atoms on the right since we have 2 of H2. So, to balance this, we should add a 2 in front of the H2 on the left side as well. Now this equation is balanced. Let's count up the atoms to double check. There's 2 H2, so 4 hydrogen atoms on the left, and 2 H2, so 4 hydrogen atoms on the right. And there's 1 O2 on the left, so 2 oxygen atoms, and 2 O on the right, so 2 oxygen atoms. This equation is balanced. This tells us 3 things. 1, this tells us that 2 hydrogen molecules react with 1 oxygen molecule to make 2 water molecules. It also tells us that 2 moles of hydrogen molecules react with 1 mole of oxygen molecules to make 2 moles of water molecules, since these coefficients can be scaled up to moles. Finally, we can read this in terms of mass. The mass of 4 hydrogen atoms is 4 times 1.008 grams, so about 4.04 grams. The mass of 2 oxygen atoms is 2 times 16 grams, so about 32 grams. The mass of the water is both of these combined, 32 plus 4.04, so 36.04 grams. With this information, we know that 4.04 grams of H2 reacted with 32 grams of O2 will give us 36.04 grams of H2O. Let's review. I know we went over a lot today, but it's mostly just vocabulary, so let's do a short quiz to see what you remember. You can pause between the questions and the answers if you need more time. What's it called when substances are changed into new substances? A chemical equation or a chemical reaction? The answer is a chemical reaction. A chemical equation is what we use to visualize this reaction. Now, which one of these symbols means that the substances are reacting with each other? The answer is the plus sign. The arrow means to yield. Now, what are the results of the reaction called? The answer is the product. The substances that react with each other are called the reactants. Pretty easy to remember. Now, some final notes I want to leave you with are that chemists sometimes write the state of the compound in the bottom right corner. S is for solid, L is for liquid, and G is for gas. Now let's talk about what we understand from chemical equations. We know how many molecules react with each other and how many molecules of product they make. We also know how many moles of the molecules react together and how many moles of product they make. And we can calculate what mass of the molecules react with each other and what mass of product they make. That's it for this video. We'll talk about balancing next week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more videos every week.